Om Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you for joining us. We'd like to seek the blessings of Radha Madhav, Brother Shyam Sundar, Krishna Balaram, Gaurnitai, Balgopal, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and the assembled devotees. So we're back after quite a long break. I think last time we were in November, or maybe earlier, even before Kartik started. So anyway, thank you to Surinder Prabhu and Ananda Leela for wanting to get us going again, and also to Leena and Puna Mataji, who also were asking, hey, when are you going to start these again? So appreciate your encouragement. Thank you. So they are very inspiring, I have to say. We are in the third canto, 17th chapter, but I thought we'd do a very quick recap of how we got there. The first canto is entitled Creation. It talks about a lot of the Pandavas' pastimes, the passing away of Bhishma, also a summary of Krishna's activities, the birth of Parikshit Maharaj, and little description of the disappearance of Krishna's Leela in this planet, and the beginning of the curse of Parikshit, why Bhagavatam was spoken in the first place, and the introduction of Sukadeva Goswami, who's the reciter of the Bhagavatam. Then we moved into the second canto, where Sukadeva Goswami talks to Parikshit Maharaj about what to do if one is confronted by death, because these are the questions that were asked by Parikshit Maharaj. And then the third canto is really when Bhagavatam properly starts. It starts with Vidur's conversation with Uddhav and then Maitreya. Very deep conversations. Maitreya Rishi is very, very realized saint. And then we start talking about the creation and how the Lord appears at the beginning of creation as, the first incarnation that's discussed is Lord Varaha, and how, why he came, because of the cursing of Jay and Vijay, who took on the responsibility of being three demons that the Lord would fight with in this material world. So the beginning, first incarnation of these devotees is Hiranyaksh. And this is where we are at. So let's go to that. And wrong one. Hope you can see this. So the 17th chapter is described as victory of Hiranyaksh over all the directions of the universe. And I just want to say, it's the first 15 texts that Mataji you can read. And maybe Purna Mataji, are you able to read the English?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, did you ask anything to me? Sorry, I missed
Yeah,
it.
yeah. No, would you like to read the English translation?
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, over to you, Mataji. Oh, you can do any recitation you want of invocation.
Yes. श्रीनित्यानन्दचन्द्रं पतितशरणदं गौरदं तं भजेऽहम्
Shri Maitra.
No, she hasn't started yet. Okay.
Sorry, Prabhuji. Yeah.
No problem.
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरय नष्टप्रयश्व भद्रेषु नित्यं भगवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 17. Victory of Hiranyaksha over all the directions of the universe. Maitreya Uvacha Nishamyatma Bhuvagitam Karanam Shankayogitaha Tataha Sarvenya Vartanta Tridivaya Divokashaha.
Sri Maitreya said, the demigods, the inhabitants of the higher planets, were freed from all fear upon hearing the cause of the death, explained of cause of the darkness, explained by Brahma, who was born from Vishnu. Thus, they all returned to the respective planets.
दितिस्तु भर्तु आदेशात् अपत्य परिशङ्किनी पूर्णे वर्ष सति साध्वी पुत्रो प्रसूसुवेयमो.
The virtuous lady Diti had been very apprehensive of trouble to the gods from the children in her womb, and her husband predicted the same. She brought forth twin sons after a full 100 years pregnancy.
उत्पाताभावस्तत्र निपेतुर्जायमानयोः दिवि भुवि अन्तरिक्षे च लोकस्योरुभयावहाः.
On the birth of two demons, there were many natural disturbances, all fearful and wonderful in the heavenly planets, the earthly planets, and between them.
सहाचला भुवश्चेरुर्दिशः सर्वाः प्रजाज्वलुः पेतुः
There were on earth, and it appeared that there were fire everywhere. Many inauspicious comments
वायुः सुदुः स्पर्शः फूत्कारायन्न गहपतिं वात्यानिको रजो.
on comes in science.
उधसत्तदिद् अम्भोद घत्तया नष्टभागने व्योम्नि प्रविष्ट तमसा न स्म व्याधृश्यते पदम्.
The luminaries in heavens were screened by masses of clouds, in which lightning sometimes flashed to as though laughing. Darkness reigned everywhere, and nothing could be seen.
चुक्रो सविमनावार्धिर् उदुर्मिः क्षुभितोदरः सोदपानाश्च सरितश्चुक्षुभुः शुष्कपङ्कजः.
The ocean with its high waves wailed aloud as if stricken with sorrow, and there was a commotion among the creatures inhabiting the ocean. The rivers and lakes were also agitated, and lotuses withered.
मुहुः परिधयो भुवन् सराहवोः शशि सूर्ययोः निर्घाता रथ निर्ह्रादा विवरेभ्यः प्रजानीरे.
Misty halos appeared around the sun and moon during solar and lunar eclipse again and again. Claps of thunder were heard even without clouds, and sounds like those of rattling chariots emerged from the mountain caves.
अन्तर्ग्रामेषु मुखतो वमन्त्यो वह्निमुल्बनम् सिर्गालोलुकतङ्कारैः प्रणीदुर्शिवं शिवाः.
In the interior of the village, she-jackals yelled portentously, vomiting strong fire from their mouths, and jackals and owls also joined them with their cries.
सङ्गीतवत् रोदनवद् उन्नमायासिरोधराम् व्यमुञ्चन् विविद्धावाचो घ्राणसिंहास्ततस्ततः.
Raising their necks, dogs cried here and there, now in the manner of sighing and now singing and now of wailing.
खराश्च कर्कशैक्षतः खुरे घृणन्तो धरातलम् खार्खाररभसा मतः पर्यधावन् वरुथसः.
Oh, Vidur, the SS ran hither and thither in hordes, striking the earth with their hard hoofs and wildly braying.
रुदन्तो राशभत्रस्था निदात् उद्दपतान् खगाः घोषिरन्ये च पशवः शङ्क्रिन्मूत्रम् अकुर्वत.
Frightened by the braying of the asses, birds flew shrieking from the nests, while cattle in the cowsheds as well as in the woods passed dung and urine.
गावो त्रशन् असृग्दुहास् तोयदाः पुयवर्षिणः व्यरुदन् देवलिङ्गानि द्रुमाः पेतुर्विनानिलम्.
Cows, terrified, yield blood yielded blood in place of milk. Clouds rained pus, the images of the gods in the temples shed tears, and trees fell down with a blast of wind.
ग्रहान् पुण्यतमानन्ये भगनां चापि दीपिताः अतिचेरुर्वक्रगत्या युयुधुश्च परस्परम्.
Ominous planets such as Mars and Saturn shone brighter and surpassed the auspicious ones such as Mercury, Jupiter, and Venus, as well as a number of lunar mansions, taking seemingly retrograde courses. The planets came in conflict with one another.
दृष्ट्वान्यांश्च महोत्पातान् अतत्तद्विदः प्रजाः ब्रह्मपुत्रान् ऋते भित्ता मिनीरे विश्वसम्प्लवम्.
Marking these and many other omens of evil times, everyone but the four sages sons of Brahma, who were aware of the fall of Jaya and Vijaya and of the birth as Titi's sons, was seized with fear. They did not know the secrets of these portents and thought that the dissolution of the universe was at hand.
Well read. Was that Katan or Katit?
It was Katan.
Well done. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, we can see so many bad omens. Let me just find the... Okay, good. A little summary here. So, the Devatas returned to their planets relieved because the Lord had assured them that they will be fully protected. Diti was apprehensive about the birth of the twins. So she kept them in her womb for 100 years. And all sorts of fearful catastrophes appeared in the universe, especially when they took birth. There were earthquakes, fires, storms, high wailing waves. She-jackals vomited fire. Dogs were howling. Asses was stampedes. There were stampedes. Planets were colliding. So there was huge disorder, and this was not even them doing anything. Deities was shedding tears. So it must have been a terrible, terrible time. And it shows the nature of the demoniac nature, which is just full of chaos. But of course, we do have to remember that Jain, which they were devotees, they were sent to this world to fulfill the Lord's purpose. And they were infused with this demoniac nature. Then that's not their natural nature. Their natural nature is devotional. But they were given these demoniac natures so that the purpose of the Lord can be fulfilled. So now it's up to text number 23. Okay.
तावादिदैत्यो सहसा व्याज्यामानात्मपौरुषो ववृधाते स्म सारेण कायन्नाद्रिपतीव.
These two demons, who appeared in ancient times, soon began to exhibit uncommon bodily features. They had steel-like flames which began to grow just like two great mountains.
दिवि स्पृशो हेमकिरीटाकुटिभिर्निरुद्धकष्ठो स्फुरदङ्गदाभुजो गां कम्पयन्तो चरणे पदे पदे कट्यासु कञ्चार्य कमतीत्यतस्ततुः.
Their bodies became so tall that they seemed to kiss the sky, which they crossed off their gold crowns. They blocked the view of all directions, and while walking, shook the earth at every step. The arms were adorned with brilliant bracelets, and they stood as if covering the sun with their waists, which were bound with excellent and beautiful gold jewels.
प्रजापतिर्नाम तयोरकाशे यः प्राक् स्वदेहाद्यमयोरजायत तं वै हिरण्याकशिपुं विदुः प्रजा यं तं हिरण्याक्षमसूतसाग्रतः.
Prajapati
Kashyap.
the creator of all of the living entities, gave his twin sons the name. The one who was born first, he named Hiranyaksh, and the one who was first conceived by Diti, he was named Hiranyakashipu.
चक्रे हिरण्यकशिपुर दोर्भ्यां ब्रह्मवरेण च वसे सपालालुकां स्त्रीन् अकुतो मृत्युरुद्धतः.
The elder child, Hiranyakashipu, was afraid of death from anyone within the three worlds because he received a benediction from Lord Brahma. He was proud and puffed up due to his benediction and was able to bring all three planetary systems under his control.
हिरण्याक्षो नुजस्तस्य प्रियः प्रीतिकृदन्वहम् गदापाणिर्दिवं यातो युयुत्सुर्मृगयन्वनम्.
His younger brother, Hiranyaksh, was always ready to satisfy his elder brother by his activities. Hiranyaksh took a club on his shoulders and traveled all over the universe with a fighting spirit just to satisfy Hiranyakashipu.
तं वीक्षादुः सहजवम् रणकाञ्चननूपुरम् वैजयन्त्याशजाजुष्टम् अंसन्यष्टमहागदम्.
Hiranyaksh's temper was difficult to control. He had anklets of gold tinkling about his feet. He was adorned with a gigantic garland, and he rested his huge mace on one of his shoulders.
मनोवीर्यावरोच्छिक्तम् असृण्यम् अकुतो भयम् भित्तानिलीलिरे देवास् तार्क्ष्यत्रस्ता इवाहयः.
His mental and bodily strength, as well as the boon conferred upon him, had made him proud. He feared death at the hands of no one, and there was no checking him. The gods, therefore, were seized with fear at very sight, and they hid themselves. Even the snakes hide themselves for fear of Garud.
स वै तिरोहितान् दृष्ट्वा महसा स्वेन दैत्यराट् सेन्द्रान् देवगणान् शिवान् अपश्यन् जनददृशम्.
On not finding Indra and the other demigods who had previously been intoxicated with power, the chief of the Daityas, seeing that they had all vanished before his might, roared loudly.
Wow. Well done. So was that Kathit now? Who's reading?
Still
Or
Katan.
Oh, you're confusing me, huh? No, not difficult to do. Thank you. Well done. So the Tyrian demons conquer heaven. The Hiranyakashipu was the elder one because he was conceived first, although he came out second. The twins are massive. They're powerful, beautifully decorated. Kashyap Muni named them. The firstborn twin, Jay, was called Hiranyaksh, and Vijay was called Hiranyakashipu. Thinking themselves immortal, they were proud and fearless, especially because Hiranyakashipu had this boon from Brahma, as is described, that he was very, very, very powerful, made him very powerful. Because of his invincibility, Hiranyaksh ruled the universe. Even the demigods hid from them in fear. Not finding the demigods in heaven, He roared loudly in frustration. In frustration because he wanted to fight. He wanted to fight. So let's, next one is up to 31. And that's the end, actually. So, okay, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
It's a short chapter.
Short.
Tato nivrittah kridishan gambhiram bhimanishvanam vijagahe mahasadvo vardhimmatta vadvipaha.
After returning from the heavenly kingdom, the mighty demon, who was like an elephant in wrath, for the sake of sport, dived into the sea in the deep ocean, which was roaring terribly.
तस्मिन् प्रविष्टे वरुणस्य सैनिका यादो गणाः सनाधियस साध्वसाः अहन्यमानापि तस्य वर्चसा प्रदर्शिता दूरतरं प्रदुद्रुवुः.
On his entering the ocean, the aquatic animals who formed the host of Varun were stricken with fear and ran away. Thus, Hiranyaksh showed his splendor without dealing a blow.
तवर्षपूगान् उदधो महाबलस् चरन्महोर्मिञ्च्वशनेरितान् मुहुः मोर्व्याभिजाङ्ने गुदयाभिभावरिम् आशेदिवांस्तात पुरीं प्रचेतसः.
Moving about in the ocean for many, many years, the mighty Hiranyaksh smote the gigantic wind-tossed waves again and again with his iron mace and reached Vibhava, the capital of Varun.
तत्रोपलभ्यासुरलोकपालकम् यादो गणानां ऋषभं प्रसेतशम् स्मयन् प्रलब्धुं पर्निपत्य निचवत् जगादमे देहि अधिराज संयुगम्.
Vibharavi is the home of Varun, lord of aquatic creatures and guardian of the lower regions of the universe, where demons generally reside. There, Hiranyaksh fell at Varun's feet like a low-born man, and to make fun of him, he said with a smile, "Give me battle, O Supreme Lord."
त्वं लोकपालोऽधिपतिर्बृहच्छ्रवा वीर्यापहो दुर्मदवीरमानिना विजित्य लोकेऽखिलदैत्यदानवान् यद्राजसूयेन पुरयजत् प्रभो.
You are the guardian of an entire sphere and a ruler of a wide frame. Having crushed the might of arrogant and conceited warriors, and having conquered all the Daityas and Danavas in the world, you once performed a Rajasaya sacrifice to the Lord.
स एवमुक्षिप्तमदेन विद्विषा दृढं प्रलब्धो भगवान् पाम्पतिः Rosham Shamutham Samayan Swayadhiya Vyavochadango Pashamam Gatavayam.
You're muted, I think. Kathan? Shyammalini, yeah, you can read. They may have internet issues.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thus mocking the enemy.
Oh.
Thus mocked by an enemy whose vanity knew no bounds, the worshipful Lord of the waters waxed angrily, but by dint of his reason he managed to curb the anger that sprung up in him, and he replied, "O dear one, we have now desisted from warfare, having grown too old for combat."
Pashyami nanyam purushat puratanaat yah samyuge tvam ranamarga kovidam aradhayisyati usurar sabhehitam manasvinoyam grinate bhavadrishaha.
You are so skilled in war that I do not see anyone else but the most ancient person, Lord Vishnu, who can give satisfaction in battle to you. Therefore, a chief of the Asuras approached him, who even heroes like you mention with praise.
Tam veeramarad-abhipadya vishmayaha saisha sevirasai swabhirvitaha yashtvad-vidhanam ashatam prashantaye rupani dhatte sadanugrahechaya. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Varun continued. On reaching him, you will be rid of your pride at once and will lie down on the field of battle, surrounded by dogs for eternal sleep. It is in order to exterminate wicked fellows like you and to show his grace to the virtues that he assumed his various incarnations like Vara.
Very good. Thank you.
Now,
Hare Krishna. Well
Hare
done.
Krishna.
Well done. Very good boy. So, Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksh meets Varun. He was very frustrated because he wanted a fight, and the demigods weren't willing to entertain him. They would have lost, of course, because Hiranyaksh was very, very powerful, coming back from the spiritual world. So Hiranyaksh was looking for a formidable opponent. Diving into and moving about for many years in this ocean, Hiranyakashipu impudently falls at Varun's feet. Now, Varun is the devata in charge of water. He's got a few functions, actually. He's in charge of a certain direction as well. He's very powerful. So he's begging him for battle. Right? Varun controlled his anger. He saw the arrogance of Hiranyaksh, puffed up fellow, thinking that he was the controller of the universe. Anyway, Varun controlled his anger by using his intelligence And he said to Hiranyaksha, I'm an old man. You're going to have no pleasure fighting an old man. So he declines the fight, the challenge. Instead, he suggests Hiranyaksha approach Vishnu, who alone would satisfy him in battle, which is true as well, because that was the purpose of them coming, to satisfy Vishnu, actually, to fight, to enjoy the battle. But also, he will be the one to kill you. So Varun didn't mince his words. He told Hiranyaksha, you will find your match and you will die. You will be destroyed. Varun states, it is in order to exterminate wicked fellows like you and to show his grace to the virtuous that he assumes his various incarnations like Varaha. So here, Varun is making a prediction that Varaha is going to appear, Lord Varaha. So this is the end of chapter 17, quite a short chapter. It's describing, of course, the appearance of Hiranyaksha, setting the scene for Hiranyakshi's next bad deed, which we will find out in the next chapter, chapter 18. And then we will see the appearance of the Lord in order to protect his devotees, especially Mother Earth. So very, very interesting pastime which will take place. Are there any questions or any comments? Oh, Surinder Prabhu, anything you'd like to share, please?
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Prabhu, Nitai Gaura Haribol, and Dandavat to all the Vaishnavas. Very interesting, Prabhu. Yes, this chapter describes some natural calamities upon the birth of the two demons, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. And also it is said that when devotees, great devotees are born, there are some auspicious signs.
Good.
Yes. And then when Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu were born, and there were so many natural disturbances, natural calamities, which is described in detail. So we understand that Mother Nature is under the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. As it is said in Brahma Samhita, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Like that, Krishna is the Supreme Controller. And however, demons become very puffed up with pride, and may become very, very powerful. But still, they remain very insignificant compared to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. And also, so then it describes these inauspicious signs. And so we have auspicious and inauspicious results. If we do Krishna conscious activities, then the result will be auspicious. And if we engage in non-Krishna conscious activities, demonic activities, so the result will be very inauspicious. So also we have to accept everything. So our Krishna Katha is dovetailed towards Sharanagati. So all the Krishna Katha should lead us to come to the point of Sharanagati, to surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. So we should accept everything favorable to practice Krishna consciousness. And also we should reject everything unfavorable to practice Krishna consciousness. That which is unfavorable should be rejected. But it's also in this Leela, we can understand everybody has some good qualities and bad qualities. Just like Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, they're demons. But one of the good qualities they showed in this pastime is that Hiranyaksha, being a younger brother, he very dedicatedly rendered service to elder brother Hiranyakashipu. So this is something very positive we can learn, even from demons. We can learn something which can be in the service of Hari, Guru, and Vaishnava. So as he said, because we are eternally a student, So, and also while learning, we can learn from a child like Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, and even ordinary children, we can learn something. And sometimes we can learn from demons as well. So in this case, like about brotherhood, we can learn this and practice brotherhood among Vaishnavas. This is very good. And also it is said like something, the last part reflects the shloka of Bhagavad Gita, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. Like that, Lord Krishna appears to kill the miscreants and protect the devotees and to establish the principles of dharma. Hare Krishna Prabhu Nitai Gaura Haribol. Thank you very much.
Very, very good explanations. Thank you. Appreciate that contribution. Actually, you described it very, very nicely. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, Srinad.
Hare Krishna.
Very good. Puna Mataji?
When Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksh were the doorkeepers of Vishnu, they had 3 lives as a demon. What were the 3 lives?
So the first one is this one, which you just read. Hiranyaksh and Hiranyakashipu. And the second one is Ravan and Kumkaran. So Ravan is the one who fought with Ram, and Kumkaran was the sleepy character. He liked to sleep for a very long time, and then he would wake up for one day and eat as much as possible. And the third is Shishupal and Danvantar. Danvankara. Something like that.
Dantavakra.
Dantavakra. That's it. Dantavakra. Thank you. So Shishupal, he kept insulting Krishna until he insulted him too much, and Krishna chopped his head off with the Sudarshan Chakra. So those were the 3 incarnations. And they had a choice. Vishnu said to them, you can come 3 times as demons or 7 times as devotees. And they thought, nah, we don't want to come 7 times, even if it's devotees. I don't want to be away from Vishnu, my Lord, from Vaikuntha for 7 lives. I'll take the 3 lives. So that's why they took the 3 lives as demons. Is that okay, Kathan?
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Good question.
Thank
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, and Lena, thank you for the darshan. Very beautiful. Let's just spotlight.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Soul Krishna's mercy. And thank you so much
Yeah.
for starting this again. It's just wonderful.
Yeah, no, I'd like to thank Ananda, Leela, and Surrender. They were the
course.
inspiration behind it.
Yeah. And little Kathan as well. He's so good.
That is really good.
Hare Krishna.
All credit to his
Thank you.
parents.
Definitely. That's Bimal and Punna Mataji. Very nice devotees.
Hare
Okay.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we can meet next Friday to carry on with the Bhagavatam. That should be okay, hopefully. And I'd like to thank everybody for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Bhagavatam
Prabhuji.
is
Sorry,
ahead.
sorry, Prabhuji, can I ask one last question? Kathit
Oh,
has-
sure. Yeah, of course.
Sorry, Kathit wants to ask, yeah.
What was
Sure.
what was the story of
Dantavakra.
Oh,
Dantavakra?
Dantavakra. He was, there's not huge amount spoken about him, except that he was given a good beating by Krishna. But there's not that much. I'll try to find a little bit more and share it next Friday. Okay? There isn't that much written about him.
Okay.
Now, Mataji, do you know anything about him?
No, Prabhuji, even I can't recollect anything.
No,
I
there
just,
isn't much.
apart from his name, I don't think I remember anything.
Check in the Krishna book.
I will check in the Krishna book, yeah?
Yeah, I know there's not much there. But yeah, we'll try to find out. Thank you. Surinder Prabhu, do you know anything about Dantavakra?
No, I'm afraid not, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
I think he must be feeling very upset with us. Hey, how come?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank
Hare
you.
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhu. Hare
Everybody,
Krishna.
I go. Thank you.